Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second in our series of live chats between Selen and Paula. This week, we are going to be talking all about the Dance with Babies book, what kind of inspired Selen to write it, and me too, because I kind of helped, and what all that goes into it, and what you can expect. I'm looking forward to Selen joining us soon. Here she is. So I just need to add Selen. Where's the ing? Is this coming? Hi.
Morning, Paula.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Lovely to see you. I'm
Oh, it's
missing you.
good to see you too. I know I miss you too. We're still pretty much on lockdown in our house. How about you guys?
Good. Yeah, same here. But yeah, doing well. With a lot of things to do anyway, even if you're at home. So
That's for
keeping
sure.
busy. But it's not stopping me to missing my friends.
Oh, I know. So what do you want to chat about today?
Oh, I'm excited about our book. It's coming very soon. And
Yay.
when I talked to you the other day that how the book idea come out and how everything in our lives aligned, it was kind of nice. One of the best things to talk, I think. And
Yeah.
also maybe we can go through with all the beautiful benefits of the dancing with our babies. That's also maybe we can
Oh, that sounds
chat
great. I
together.
think that sounds like the perfect place to start, actually. I mean, that's kind of got to be the inspiration between this whole thing, right?
Yes, it is. There are different elements in it, of course. The dancing, it's the main element, and baby-wearing, but they both has individually tremendous benefits for both adults and for babies, for parents. When you combine them together, it just generates so much happiness, I think, and ease also. Maybe one of the keywords is how it brings ease to our lives, both of them, both
Absolutely.
dancing and baby wearing.
Absolutely. So how did you start to combine the two?
I think we all rocking our baby when we first become a mom. We feel like we don't know anything, but we instinctively know everything. It just takes time to gain the confidence and kind of reveal itself with self-love and also love for our children. And one of them, it sparks when you go to physical touch with the skin
Mm.
to skin touch and then cuddles and then just rocking side to side. When you're a dancer, you just sometimes making things a little bit more complicated. Like, of course, you're rocking side to side, but you kind of, if there's a music on the background, your brain goes with the choreographies and routines and sets in your mind. So for me, it was more like that. Whenever we start moving around in the room, the way I combined them more like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. And it was always helping to lead you to sleep, really.
Really?
Yes, from the very, very first day, I think, just gently going around the room. I think it's also a very important element of music, or
Mm.
if you sing to your baby, or just if you play a music on the background, it helps you to, as a mom or dad, makes you feel good. It improves the feel good element in your life because you play the song that you want to listen, especially in the first first 3 months, I think, and then you start playing nursery rhymes. But yeah, if you play the song that you like, and then it improves your emotional well-being for that
Definitely.
certain moment and reduce the anxiety, reduce the doubt about yourself and everything. So it becomes more balanced. And I think babies can feel that when we feel good
Oh,
or
definitely.
less stress. So this is how it started for me. um, it was more like listening to things that I like and then doing the moves that I like. And then she was really connecting with me, and I was connecting with her.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
How about you?
Well, with my big girl, when we started carrying her, I had a little like snuggly wrap, one of those like kind of pre put together ones. And it would put her right to sleep, and she was not a sleeper at all. But it was the wearing the wrap plus the movement, although it tended to be her dad or I heading out, like, so we'd, going down steps and up on the bus, and so it'd be kind of like all the movements of just kind of walking around and being together, and the nice kind of, I think, the warmth, and the heartbeat and stuff, because she was a December baby too. So it was, it'd be chilly out, so we'd be kind of, all kind of wrapped up and bundled up, and she'd have a little hat on, and, like just like just kind of her jammies on and stuff underneath the wrap, so it wouldn't get too warm, because she'd be like half done up under our winter jacket and stuff. But she would just snuggle right in and sleep for hours, which is something she couldn't do at home. And so it was just this like kind of excitement of, oh my goodness, this baby feels safe and kind of cuddled and is asleep, and I can think about something else. But when it comes to the music, I totally get you that it's so nice to put on your own music for a little bit and like really kind of feel it. I mean, nursery rhymes are great. I sing a lot to my kids, and so I have kind of family nursery kind of, well, not really nursery rhymes, but family songs that we sing to kids to help them get to sleep. But it's different from putting on my own music and actually feeling it and, getting moving and getting dancing and stuff. But I think you're right. I think there's something about moms who baby wear and parents who baby wear. You're always moving. You realize that the little one just loves to move when you're in it. So whether it's swaying or stepping back and forth, or like you said, us dancers who like to kind of complicate things and, try to add a few steps in there and, think about what we're actually doing instead of just kind of, swaying back and forth. But yeah, it was the combination of the movement and just the closeness of the lovely little snuggly wrap that got her to sleep, and it was such a relief.
Yeah, when Lydia was born, we were in Istanbul back then. We were in Turkey, and her dad was already moved to Scotland. So I was kind of having lonely first months.
Of course.
He moved when Lydia was a week old, 10 days old. And I moved to my teenager room, to my mom's home, and that was it, just a few box of clothes and everything all shipped to Scotland, and we were waiting for visas to confirm. So on the additional of postnatal unknown process, there was also other life-changing situations were going on. And when I discovered Babywearing, it was one of my friends recommended me the carrier that she liked, and it was one of the high street brands by that time. It's eight years ago. And back then in Turkey, there were some limited sources for us. There were very good brand of carriers, but mostly promoted by celebrities. So really not wide range of types you would like to choose. You can't really get access to them, but later on, all the Turkish brands started to build their own products, and then also we started to trade the different carriers. Then 3 years later, everything was different. But when I had Lydia, there were few brands available.
Okay.
And most of them were high street brands. And when I started carrying her and dancing with her in the home, I always wanted to give extra support under her legs. I have quite short body and long legs. So with the short body and those, you really need to find, for example, wrap would be amazing for me if I would have, or my tie would be really good. So if you don't have the right material to help you to improve your comfort, really, so it is still so nice. I'm trying to say, carrying your baby is nice, connectedness is amazing, dancing, music, all of those are lovely. But it will be even better if you make the time a little bit more longer with that and also improve the comfort. So for me, it wasn't like that. I was keep giving extra support and then pulling those stripes and trying to make them fit to my body because there was always gap here. And Lydia is a summer baby. We were going out and the material was so thick and really like body armor
Okay.
type of thing.
Right.
So there were so many things, and also it was easy for me to walk around, dance around, but at the same time, it wasn't the best kind.
Right.
It wasn't ideal for me. Maybe it was good for some other bodies, but for me, it was just too big. And so I ended up wrapping around myself twice and then putting some elastics on the back and then putting a big scarf under Lydia's legs and just make it more close to me. So when I discovered this, that opened me a new window in my life. That
Okay.
searching everything online. What else available? What are the other options? And then by that time, 3 months later, we moved here to Scotland. And then all my new friends here, like you introduced me to the whole range of carriers and everything. And I'm like, yes, now we're talking. Okay, now there are options available. So it is very important, of course, to know what you like and how you
Yeah.
feel comfortable with your baby at home to make her sleep or make yourself entertained or both have fun together. And we promoting this baby wearing and dancing are great tools to
Yeah.
combine them. On the top of that, if you find what is good for you, what it makes you comfortable, and then it's a perfect match. You can make it much more longer time. You can, I was making Lydia sleep and then putting her on my back,
Yeah.
and then I continue whatever I want to do at home. It just makes things really much more easy. So for me, it took a time to discover what was the best for me, but also it helped me to build all the Babywearing dance classes and this book and
Yeah.
everything, because I was the one in the first hand. Where is the pain? Who is the main source of pain? The person is looking for pleasure. So I was the one that not happy with what I have. So it led me to find all the ways to make it comfortable and safe, this baby wearing dancing. And I'm so glad it happened that
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Yes. I
So
think,
yeah, I was too long, but I was trying to say, even if you like the music and dancing and it is enjoyable, if you're not feel comfortable, if you're in, oh, my shoulders, or my sore back, or it's too heavy or something, then you can't enjoy it. It doesn't matter how much you enjoy the music and cuddling and everything. It should be easy, it should.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
my first one was like a hybrid stretchy wrap, which was recommended to me by a mom friend of mine who had about a 2-year-old, 3-year-old who was still like full on, war big girl, all the time. And so I kind of had that good kind of advice right from the start. But I think I felt like that was almost an extension of me. Like, and therefore, like, so my baby and being attached to me right from the start pretty much was kind of just an extension of me. That's how we lived our days. That's how we went out and how we did stuff, was with, pop baby on and go. And because my little one was so light, like she was under 7 pounds when she was born, I was able to use it for a good chunk of time, which I couldn't with my older two because they were bigger, particularly my last one. It only lasted a few weeks. But, with my first one, it was just part of me. And so because it was so comfortable, because it was just part of, put that on and with baby, put the winter jacket on and, we just go. Or we just stay in and we hang out and, Derek would vacuum or clean the kitchen or whatever with, little one just kind of snuggled in and, with music going. And yeah, I think it's finding the right carrier, and often through word of mouth, whether that's like a professional, like a babywear consultant or a peer supporter, or whether that's like your mom friend who has kind of a similar style to you and kind of understand, that you kind of want to be like, or just a way to find a carrier that just helps you be yourself, but where you happen to have a baby with you. It was nice to be able to go to cafes and go to the shops and hop on the bus and not think about it too much. I mean, like, we live in cities that aren't the most accessible cities. They're older cities that, where you need to climb up a couple steps to get to shops. You need to, wind your way through quite narrow, little hallways and stuff, just in cafes and stuff. You don't always have room for a nice big buggy. Whereas, but you don't want to feel like you're stuck at home or that you can't do your normal things, even though you're now a mom.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tools that make your life easier. Maybe it is not the best for everyone, And it is not like you have to do sort of thing we're trying to say here,
Yeah.
of course, but it definitely makes life easier. And the same for dancing, same for music. It just, when I first started my classes here with my very, very little English, and I print some flyers and walking out, lots of moms told me, oh no, I have two left feet. And I didn't know what does it mean by then. But I understood it's something because it starts with no. It's something
Right.
that no, we don't want it. And so there's, when you say dancing, it can, even if it sounds nice, you dance with your baby and move around. It's just, you do it at home naturally anyway. And doing it all together, it just creates a very different dynamic. It is great for sensory development for your baby. It is great for social skills. The music that we use at the Joymo classes, we use about 8 different styles, from African beats to rock and roll, from classical music for the classical ballet to salsa, Latin music. So different beats and different rhythms.
Yes.
They can, from here to observing everything to seeing all the steps. So besides the social elements and then sensory skills they develop, they also the music understanding for their ears, the music capability, and then movement, body coordination, and the motor skills. They also, with all the props we use at the classes, it develops a different, the multisensory. So there are many things you experience in the class, and after dancing all sit down and then babies just start chatting to each other, and same for moms. But when I say, would you like to join my dance classes, it was like, no. You don't believe how many no's I received. Maybe, let's say, ask 100 moms on the way, and maybe 20 of them say yes, 80 of them say no. So same for Babywearing, maybe it is good for you, but maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you're a buggy person. Maybe you love dancing, but you don't like dancing in the social environment. Maybe you like dancing at home. So it's different for everybody, of course. But there are different levels of benefits for everyone. It definitely brings ease to your life at some level, and it definitely brings joy into your life at some level. These are main benefits. On the side of that, there are huge extras that comes to your life when you baby wear and dance at the same time. Sometimes they ask me, it is okay to carry in a front or a back. That's another thing. We love to keep the baby face into ourselves because it's great for our posture and body alignment, as we talk genuinely in the book with you, because it gives you a great chance of cuddles, and also it's great for your body alignment, how you distribute the body weight. And when you carry on your back, if it's nicely placed either here, peeking from your shoulder, or it's a little bit lower, maybe it's a small baby, nicely wrapped with wound wrap on your back. It's again great for posture alignment. So it's not like it's a front or back. It is more like how you feel connected through the dancing movement and how you share the same moment together. Another thing, and then I will ask you something, it's kind of dancing for me, and also lots of moms that share the same feedback. It keeps you in the exact this moment. Like, let's say we're dancing salsa together, and then we'll dance rock and roll. For this exact 3 minutes, you can't think anything else because your brain is too busy with connecting with your baby and others, and following the steps, thinking about what next, or having fun. You're too busy having fun. So somehow all the burdens and everything, it just disappears, right? It shifts your perspective, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's I think when you're talking about all the kind of no's that you got, it's this idea that dancing with your baby requires you to be a dancer or requires some sort of special skill, which I hope that in our book especially, but through, say, like Babywearing dance classes, like people realize that that's not what baby wearing dance is about. It's not about, you know, kind of being a dancer. It's about spending time with your baby.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's just again, everybody instinctively doing this.
Exactly.
And playing the music on the background, it adds something on. But following all those beautiful elements of different dances and all the different rhythm and the melody also takes you up and down with your emotions. And when you play lyrical music, it takes you to different tones that, for example, we use a creative imagination, like touching the water with your fingertips or touching the air with your fingertips. It stimulates your mind to think that you are nearby the beach or the clear sky, or you can stargaze all the stars and planets. It takes you out from your current life with your baby, or if you're in the actual class with the other people, and it takes you somewhere that you feel safe and happy and cheerful and playful.
Yeah.
I think being mom or dad, parent, I strongly believe it reminds us our own childhood from the very beginning. So it kind of gives us an opportunity to be playful again, because you can be as silly as you want when you're a child around.
Mm-hmm.
When Lydia grew up and I continued to dance with babies classes, and Lydia wasn't in the carrier anymore, she was around playing or dancing with us in the circle, I felt like it was a few classes took me to readjust myself to back to my own silliness, because when Lydia wasn't in the carrier, I felt quite like a former dance teacher type of thing. Let's do that. But when you have with your own baby, you're like, oh, you know, you feel that a little bit more careless about anything about life, really. It is more like, oh, we're together. It's amazing. And all the training programs we did together with you, writing all the materials, what we put it there, just be joyful as much as you can. You know, don't stick with the instructions or whatever. You are not there to teach dance. You are there to share dancing with everyone. As an instructor, you're the facilitator of the group. You are not there to do that type of dance teacher. You're there to share. So for me, this is how I started dancing with Lydia, and then dancing with others, then learning to not to teach but to share, and then this book came out. I think passion. I'm so passionate about sharing the knowledge.
I know.
I think with everyone. I'm so glad I'm with you. Oh. They did an amazing job, and I can't wait to meet the readers and receiving their questions, and going through maybe more virtual dances together. You know, all around the world, we can all come together and have big chats and dances. It's just amazing to seeing.
Right, because you're planning on not just providing kind of the print book, well, the ebook. But you're also hoping to have some online kind of elements as well.
Yes, I'm planning to, it is in the package. There will be 5 virtual dance sessions for our readers. So whoever reads our book will be signing up for 5 beautiful dance sessions that we can do together. And then also they can continue doing at home too. It's just amazing. Oh, bless you, baby.
Well, we are almost at time to wrap up. What else would you like to chat about today before we head off?
There are more benefits we haven't chat, but everything listed in our book. But maybe in our next chat we can go more deeper with the emotional well-being, physical well-being.
Okay.
We can talk more about how it's the ease and comfort element, of course, but also how it helps with the development and the postnatal depression. Another thing we can talk. So yeah, I think for today We did a good job.
Well, of course we did. So yeah, so next week, hopefully next Monday, we will talk more about the kind of specific benefits to baby and mom, particularly baby, for baby wearing dance.
And for dads too.
And for dads, yes, of course, for parents, for carers, anyone who gets, who's lucky enough to carry a little baby in a carrier.
That's still left out, and of course there are benefits for moms. It stimulates the milk and everything at the same time, so there are many things. But for dads, it's a special thing to bond with their baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will go to my own childhood and cry a little bit about that. So be prepared for the emotional moment.
Okay, everyone, you've been prepared. Okay, you've been warned. So we'll see you all next Monday. Feel free to message us with questions. You can find us on Facebook. You can message us on Instagram. Let us know what you'd like to know more about some of the benefits of baby wearing dance that we can fill you in on next week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, Selen, for coming.
Well, thank you, Paula, for having me.
One of these days we'll get to do it in real life, but for together. But right now this is fine.
Yes, we'll do.
Okay.
Soon. Bye, everybody. Bye, Paula.
Bye, Selen.